Hi, how are you
Hello.
doing today?
Good, how are you?
Good. Thanks for coming to the nutrition clinic today.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Dawn.
Dawn. All right, and what's your last name?
Martinez.
Dawn Martinez. Okay. Are you all right if I call you Dawn today?
Yes, that's good.
All right. Well, nice to meet you. My name is Dawson. I'm a dietetics student, and I'm working towards becoming a registered dietitian. So I'm just here today to meet with you and just kind of see what you're interested in learning about nutrition-wise and just kind of set some goals with you.
Okay.
So, just kind of tell me a little bit about yourself. Like, what do you like to do for fun?
I like to eat ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
I like to go sledding.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to jump on trampolines.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Those are really fun things. I also love to jump on trampolines.
Right?
Super fun. So, what specifically were you interested in talking about today?
How much ice cream I can eat while jumping on a trampoline and not being sick.
Okay, that's an interesting thing to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we could talk about foods to eat while exercising.
Yes.
That could be something we could talk about.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so we could talk a little bit about how healthy eating and ways to exercise.
Yeah.
Is that something you'd want to talk about
Yes.
today? Okay, so why don't we start with talking about just gathering some like basic information about yourself. So what is your height?
5'3".
5'3"?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm just gonna move my laptop over here so it's not as awkward with my typing.
Okay.
And then what is your weight?
160.
Okay. And is that pretty consistent or
Yeah.
does it change a lot? Okay. And then have you ever tried to change your diet before?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. If yes, what did you try?
I like low carb dieting, low calorie dieting.
Okay. And was that successful or?
Yeah.
Okay, pretty successful. Yeah. Do you regularly skip meals?
Sometimes.
Sometimes?
Yes.
Okay. And is there a reason for that?
Just being busy and just doing whatever, kind of sidetrack.
Okay. And then do you eat for reasons other than hunger?
Sometimes.
Sometimes?
Mm-hmm.
Could you describe that?
It's more of an emotional thing.
Okay.
If you're happy, you kind of want to eat something more fantastic.
Oh, yeah. I can understand that.
Yeah.
When I'm emotional, I love to eat.
Yeah.
Okay. And then do you use alcohol?
No.
No? Okay. How about tobacco?
Yes.
Tobacco? Okay. And about how often would you say?
Like 500 times a day.
500 times a day? I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah, being honest.
All right. So next I just want to kind of gather some information about your usual diet, just so I kind of have a baseline to understand how to approach this whole meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So when you first wake up in the morning, what do you usually do?
First thing when I wake up in the morning, I go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. And then what do you eat for breakfast after that?
Toast.
Toast?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then do you eat anything else with that toast?
No.
No, just toast?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any butter or anything? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
just plain toast.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what do you eat after that?
If I'm lucky and remember, I'll have lunch.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be like cottage cheese or something.
Okay. And do you eat anything else with that cottage cheese?
Mm-mm.
Okay. And then between lunch and dinner, do you eat anything else?
No.
Okay. And what do you eat for dinner?
It depends on if I'm hungry or not.
Mm-hmm.
I will eat, say, spaghetti or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's like spaghetti with sauce and like meatballs.
Yeah.
And then do you eat anything with that spaghetti, like bread or a drink?
No.
Okay. And then after dinner, do you have dessert or snack on anything?
Maybe like some crackers or something afterwards.
Okay.
Like in the middle of the night or whatever.
Okay, great. All right. And then you said you specifically wanted to learn more about how much ice cream you could eat while jumping on a trampoline, which I interpreted as wanting to learn more about foods you can eat while exercising.
Yes.
So let's kind of talk about that. Why are you interested in learning more about foods you can eat while exercising? Like, what's your motivation behind that?
I'm thinking that when you exercise, when I exercise, I lose energy quite quickly because I don't eat as much as I should.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't eat as much as I wish I could because of my surgery.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if I eat enough ice cream that I would have the energy to exercise more.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like certain types of foods that I'd rather eat food that I could like and just hurry and eat and have it. I don't know, subside my
Okay, so if I'm
eating.
understanding right,
Yes.
kind of like quick and easy foods
Yes.
are what you were interested in.
And that has a lot of sugar in it though, so I can have that energy for like that hour or so.
Okay, okay. So yeah, we can talk about that. So looking at your diet history, one of my concerns is that you're just not eating a lot of food. You mentioned that you had a surgery. What kind of surgery was that?
Gastric sleeve.
Oh, okay. So you just can't consume as much food due to this. Okay. Okay, we can work with that. So, what kind of foods do you think that you could eat before exercising that could give you more energy while you're exercising?
Well, I know I could do a lot more protein
Mm-hmm.
and more calories. I mean, pretty much anything
Mm-hmm.
to gain that energy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just the whole point of I physically cannot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's what's hard.
So yeah. So when you're exercising, do you know like what your body uses as its main form of energy?
No.
So your body uses carbohydrates as your main source of energy while you're exercising.
Mm-hmm.
So before you exercise, you'll want to eat something that's higher in carbohydrates. Do you know foods that are full of carbohydrates?
Yeah.
So can you tell me some examples?
Like some pasta,
Mm-hmm.
sandwich. Pretty much everything has carbs in it.
Yeah, so all of those as well as fruits and vegetables.
Yes,
so even a glass of milk has a decent amount of carbohydrates. So that'll provide a lot of your fuel while exercising. So things like candy bars also do provide carbohydrates, but I would recommend like eating something like that. Something like fruits or vegetables or pasta will keep you fuller. And that way you're able to keep going for that hour while you're exercising. And then protein is important, but it's more important for after you're exercising because that helps rebuild your muscles that you kind of damaged during the exercise.
Yeah.
So they're both important.
Right.
So yeah. Sorry, interviewing is a lot awkward. More so than I thought it was.
It can be a little bit awkward.
Yeah. Okay. So what kind of exercise are you interested in doing then, since we are talking about exercise?
I'm thinking more something cardio.
Cardio?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. So, do you know any cardio exercises?
Yeah.
Okay. What are some examples that you can think of?
Richard Simmons.
Richard Simmons. So, like 80s workout videos?
Yes.
Okay, great. Those are fun.
My son loves to do them with me, so we have to do them together.
And they're like the actual Richard Simmons videos?
Yes, they are.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
My own mother used to be obsessed with Tai Bo videos.
Those are hard.
Yeah.
Those are really
I've
hard.
never done one, but they looked hard and pretty intense.
They're really, really hard.
Okay, great. So, why don't we focus on setting some goals for you to work on? So, why don't we focus on what kind of goals do you want to set actually? Instead of me setting the goals, what do you want to do?
So, some goals that I want to set is I need to be more consistent with eating.
Mm-hmm.
So, I need to like meal plan, I'm guessing, obviously, meal plan for just like the day before instead of like a week. Just try a day ahead that I'm going to take this time and eat breakfast. I'm going to take this time and eat lunch. I'm not going to miss anything by sitting down and eating something.
Yeah.
I need to remember that, but it's hard because it's been a couple of years now that I'm not used to sitting down and eating because I want to eat as much as I eat. Like if I wanted to eat as much as I could, I would eat a pot of spaghetti, but I can't. So it's hard sitting there knowing that I can't eat what I can. So it's just like a mental thing, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, mental block.
Okay.
It is really hard. But my goal is going to be to sit down, take that time, have my meals already prepped, eat that, not eat ice cream before I work out, have some carbohydrates, some fruit or vegetables.
Okay.
And then work out.
Okay, so if I'm understanding right, you just want to be more consistent with your eating and you want to eat healthier foods before you're exercising.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I think I see where we're going. I was a little confused before when you
you're about
mentioned the ice cream. I'm like, okay, sure.
I was a little nervous at the beginning of the interview. So
okay, no judgment here. I'm here to help you as a dietetic student.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so consistent eating. Great. That's a great goal to have. So it might be super overly ambitious to like try and jump straight right into that, and I can totally understand that. So why don't we start with something kind of small, like let's try consistently eating for one day.
Yeah.
And then from there, let's maybe go up to like twice a week or 3 times a week and then work our way up to eating consistently. So when you say eating consistently, are you thinking more like 3 meals a day, or just like snacking throughout the day but consistently? Like, what are you kind of aiming for?
I would rather snack throughout the day than have like a meal,
Mm-hmm.
because that's just the way my body is. I have to have just a little bit of something like every 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's just like a couple of crackers every 2 hours, then
Mm-hmm.
fine.
Okay, yeah. So one thing I might recommend then is eating every 3 hours then, because that is good for making sure that your carb intake is consistent throughout the day, and that not only helps balance your blood sugar and your appetite throughout the day, but it also just helps with your energy levels as well and your appetite. Did I already say appetite? Probably. But yeah, it keeps it kind of consistent. There's this thing called the rule of threes that's pretty popular, where you eat 3 different things every 3 hours. So like, you could have cheese stick, piece of fruit, and like a vegetable, and then wait 3 hours and eat 3 other things. Is that something you'd be interested in doing?
I think that would be good. After 2 hours, I get a little bit wheezy and like a little bit like I'm starving. After like 2.5 hours, I'm starving.
So like 2.5 hours to 3 hours, that would work for you? Okay, great. So yeah, let's start with that as one of our goals. So that could be our goal. So let's start with once a week, and then twice a week, and then 3 times a week, going each week. And what's some way you could help keep yourself in check to make sure you follow through with those goals?
I'm thinking put an alarm on my phone for every 2.5 hours just to make sure that I'm getting it done.
Yeah, so an alarm, yeah. You could also keep like a journal, like in your notes, or if you have like a physical journal, you could do that too. Yeah. Great. Okay. And then you also mentioned that you want to eat healthier foods before you exercise instead of ice cream.
Yes.
Ice cream is tasty, but we don't want to be eating that before a workout. Yeah. So what are some healthier food options that you can think of that you could eat before a workout?
I could even have like a granola bar before I work out, and that would be a lot better than ice cream.
Yeah, so we could do small start changes like that. That's a really great example. Like, you don't have to jump in right away to just eating fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables are yummy, but that can be a drastic change from ice cream to that. Yeah. I feel like that's a really good choice, a granola bar, because it still is sweet like the ice cream, but it is full of whole grains and oats that'll help keep you full, but also provide a steady source of carbohydrates. Right. So I think that's a great goal. And then, how often do you work out?
Probably once or twice a week.
Okay, great. So yeah, we could work on maybe for one of those workouts, trying that instead of the ice cream, and just maybe kind of comparing and seeing how you feel. Like, maybe you feel better when you eat the granola bar instead of the ice cream. And then maybe we could work up to completely replacing the ice cream with a granola bar. Yeah. Okay. How do you think you could help keep yourself accountable with eating the granola bar instead of the ice cream?
Not buy any ice cream. That might work. Okay.
Can you follow through with that goal?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm good if I don't buy anything and have it in the house. I will not eat it.
Okay. So do you think that might be another goal we can incorporate, is just making sure that you're buying the foods that you want to help with your plan? Okay. So how could you do that?
Again, I just need to be more organized and have everything set before I go to the store and be like, oh, well, I need this and this and this. I'm only going to get this and this and this. There's a difference. Okay. I need to stick to that a little bit more. Okay. So just kind of coming up with an organization plan to make sure that you're eating consistently and eating the foods that you want, and just kind of having a plan and being a little less spontaneous. Okay, great. So just let me look at my notes here. Okay. So would you say you're pretty ready to make a change then? Yes. Okay. So you feel pretty motivated and you're willing to go through with these changes? Okay, great. So we will follow up in a few weeks. And hopefully I'll be on my way to being a supermodel.
Yeah, we can check in on. All right, great. So now that we have those goals, one thing that's great to helping make sure that people follow through with those goals is using something called SMART goals. Have you ever heard of a SMART goal before? No. Okay. So that's totally fine. So basically what a SMART goal is it's something that's specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound or time-specific. And it's basically just a 5-step method for helping you stay in check with those goals. So let's start with specific. So for example, one of your goals was to eat more consistently. So let's be specific with that. Sorry, I promise I can talk. Specific. So How can we make that goal specific?
How about on my list, on the very top, highlighted with glitter all over it.
Have it on list with glitter on top. Okay. And I will send you a copy of these goals too. That way you're able to keep an eye on what we've talked about today. Okay. And measurable. How are you going to measure your progress on that goal?
I don't know.
Okay.
Do you have any ideas?
Yeah. So one way you can measure is just like tracking how often you eat throughout the day. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like every single thing you ate. I don't want you to get stressed out at that, but maybe you could just keep a log of, hey, I just ate, or maybe even measuring it using like some kind of app. There's apps out there where you can log the foods that you eat or how often you eat.
Okay.
So track the foods. All right. And then attainable. Is this goal attainable? Is this something you can realistically follow through with?
Yes.
Okay. And then kind of going into realistic, as in the R of SMART, is this a realistic goal? Are we asking too much or?
It's realistic.
Realistic, yeah. I would say it's pretty realistic too, making a schedule. And then time bound. What kind of time frame do we want to set for this goal?
Probably like 2 days for that time goal. For the goal to make a specific list. Probably like 2 days. Okay, 2 days. Great. All right, and that's how we make a SMART goal. We can also go through and make SMART goals for your other goals if you want. Okay. Is that something you want to do? Yes.
Okay, great. And remind me, what were our other goals we came up with?
The next goal was, what was the first one we just talked about?
So we just talked about eating more consistently. Okay. And you also wanted to talk about foods before exercise, eating more healthy foods. So instead of ice cream, we're going to eat a granola bar, right?
Yes.
So
a SMART goal on that would be to not buy the ice cream. Would that be one?
Yeah, that could be, So don't buy the ice cream, buy the granola bar.
Yes.
All right, and then how are we going to measure that?
Measure that. Let's say you go to the grocery store every other day, I'm guessing. So I guess measure that every time I go to the store. So 2 days attainable again? Would that be right or no?
Yeah. I guess this one is kind of hard to measure because it's so simple. But yeah, we could just kind of go with frequency of
going to the store.
Yeah.
Frequent shop or something.
Measure how often you buy granola bars instead of ice cream. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Then you probably don't have to go to the store as much.
Yeah. Okay, great, because you could stock up on more granola bars and they don't take as much freezer space. And then, is this goal pretty attainable?
Yes.
Okay. And would you say it's realistic that you could eat a granola bar instead of ice cream?
Yes.
Okay. And then time bound. Did you want to say 2 days again?
Yeah,
I think that's what you said.
2 days for it,
Okay, great. So I will send you a copy of these SMART goals after this session, just so that you have a copy so we can work on them.
Okay.
And then I'm not just going to leave you blind. We will schedule a follow-up session. How about we meet again in about 4 weeks? Okay. Does that sound good to you?
Yes.
And then we can see how the goals are going. And if they aren't going well, we can adjust them. And if they are going well, we can adjust them as well and just like kind of move forward in the progress.
Okay.
All right. Do you have any questions for me today? I feel like I've just been giving you a lot of information and it's probably maybe overwhelming.
No, it's been really good.
Okay.
I think we're on the same page.
Yeah. Do you have any questions about things I didn't cover?
No, you covered everything.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Well, thank you for taking the time to meet with me today.
Thank you.
I'll see you again in 4 weeks.
All
and
right.
What is your email so I can email you a copy of these?
DawnM637@gmail.com.
Okay. All right. Great. If you want to head up to the front to the receptionist, she'll go ahead and get you scheduled for your next appointment.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
See you.
How long is that one?